We are live, we are direct. Another episode of She Sells, She Leads with Clarissa Lee, author and branding specialist, the go to for authors and speakers ready to stop hiding their message and start building unequivocal impact and legacy. She doesn't just design visuals, she develops voices. She births bestsellers and builds brands that last. To get fully booked with your words, speak to Clarissa Lee. Welcome. Yeah, very good, very good. Um, Let me know. Tell us a little bit about um how you started becoming a book author coach. Like, how did that come about?
So my mom, she's a pastor. She's a pastor, 30 something years. She's been talking about for years and years. And so then I was like, okay, let me just kind of lean into this to help her, get her words onto paper because what she was saying was some deep stuff. And so then she didn't have the knowledge or how to do that. And so I just kind of leaned in and not knowing at that time as I was writing it, it was a such thing as a ghostwriter. And so I just kind of stumbled into this space and I began to help her. She wrote the book. It's so like it was hot off the presses and that was my first book and I was like so then all of her friends, in the church space, like leaned in and was like, "Hey, I want a book." And so I just started from there. And I was like, "Well, let me get certified in this." And so I just kind of leaned more into the certification of it. And then I found myself doing a lot of coaching. So then I had already published authors wanting to, kind of revamp or kind of re-show up, in the world and redo their books. So I helped them, and I then became known as an author's midwife. I can actually I can actually tell them the ending of their book before they even know. It's a prophetic gift that I have. And so I leaned into that and more or less, and then we started producing international and best-selling authors. Just were birthed out of that. So then after I did that, I started noticing that they weren't getting the speaking gigs and different things that they wanted to do. And I was like, okay, what's this? So I prayed. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And so when I went to start looking at their social media, how they were showing up, their branding was totally off. And so then I was like, okay, how do I help them to actually begin to build their brand, their voice, that to be known, trusted, remembered, leave legacy? What does that look like? And so as I leaned into that, and I just kind of started looking at some of the, my competitors out there, and I started noticing there wasn't too many of us African American women that were helping to brand each other and help them to get that voice out. Of course, I work with all nationalities. I have all authors from everywhere, but I wanted to be able to help us. And so as I began to pivot some and I leaned in more, that's how I became the branding specialist, because not only do I just help my authors to publish books, become best-selling authors, I help them build their brand, their messaging, so that when you get called, you already have your speaking notes, your social media is like on point, it looks real good. So that's how I actually got into this space of being able to support authors and speakers.
Okay, no, thanks for sharing that. And yeah, what does leadership mean to you in terms of how you help your clients become leaders, or how you lead your team? What does leadership mean to you?
So for me, what leadership means is it starts with yourself. There's work that has to be done within yourself as a leader. That's where it starts. If you can't lead yourself, you can't lead anyone else. That's my philosophy, and that's what I stick to. You have in leading also you have to lead through clarity, not control. So many of us as leaders, we have this mindset that we have to control the scenario. No, 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 that's not how it works. You actually have to lead by example, right? That's how people follow. The next thing is influence comes from authenticity, not authority. When people know that you're authentic, they just simply just fall in. Hey, what I want to get with this. I love what you're doing. How do I produce the same type of outcome? The next thing is when your brands align with your values, leadership feels effortless. Like it just happens. It just becomes natural for you. And then I focus on setting standards that inspire my team and clients. Like I say, I live by example. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not willing to do. I'm going to do it first. And so I actually had to brand myself first to be able to lead others, to know what that actually looks like, what it feels like. There's times that you feel uncomfortable as a leader, what that looks like, and leaning into that. So that's what that means for me.
Okay. No, I like the way you're a very good speaker, by the way. You speak often. You're a good speaker.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
amazing speaker. Love the ideas that you were speaking about. And I really love what you mentioned in terms of authenticity, especially in this age of AI, right?
Listen, who's who now? Who's who? You just
Who's
don't even know.
who? Yeah. Who's
And
who?
that's getting scary. And I'm all AI. Like I do everything AI. I'm all my business is AI powered. And so, but we got to be careful with this how we lean into this. Don't, and that's the other thing I'm leaning into. Don't lose your voice. Don't lose your voice in this AI space. That is so imperative and so important. So that's what I also teach my authors as well, on how to maintain and manage your voice in this AI driven society now. Like, so if you're going to show up, it's okay to do your AI videos, but make sure you also jump on a live and show your face. Don't forget that piece, because that's what we're looking for.
100%. Love that. Tell me about your sales process. Like selling. Like how are you selling? How does it work? How is it unique?
So what I found is, for me, and for what I'm actually, the area that we're leaning into, sales starts with relationship. So, like, don't start pumping your pages or whatever you're out here doing just with offers first. Give value first. Like, that's where sales begins. It starts with value. Sales starts with clarity, being clear on your message. Once again, here we go. Being clear on your message. Who are you speaking to? Because you're not speaking to everyone. I tell all of my, the speakers and authors, I tell them, listen, you want to build your archetype. Who are you speaking to? That's where sales begins. Knowing who you speak to, being clear on who you speak to, and then making sure that connection is there. Build relationship first. That's where the foundation starts with sales, right? And then when your message is clear, people buy into your vision, not just your offer. They're going to buy your vision first. They're going to buy what you're saying first. Your presence, how you show up. Listen, if I look at somebody's sale page and they looking a little wonky, I'm not buying. And it's a real fact. People buy by sight first. And then they'll hear your message and what you have to say, right? So I don't sell, I serve. And so that's what I do. Serve through your brand story. Selling, tell your story. Why? Why should people trust you? Why should you be remembered? Why do we want to even why? Why do we want to purchase this book from you, or whatever it is that your offer that you have? The best sales happens when what we say, show, and deliver all align. Sometimes our message doesn't match what we're actually selling or what it is that we're putting out. Like there's no alignment. So that's very important. So an example would be client confidence, being confident in who your client being, who that person is, plus your aligned visuals, your branding. It equals natural sales increase. You will automatically go high. Like you're gonna soar. So yeah, you got to be clear on that.
Thanks for making that clear in terms of starting with relationships. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, that's clear. Um, what makes you different? Like, in terms of how you get your results. I mean, do you use AI in your process when you're helping them write their books? Because, like, what is the process that makes you, and how do you make sure people get a book that's true to them?
and so for me, we do use AI. However, comma, we start with a consultation, and then I also then send them out like it's a I would say like a Google form, and I have all of the questions that have pretty much, because many times with authors, what I found, they don't know how to put it into words. And so I've been gifted with it. So I actually get that engine going. And so that's how we build that brand out. And then we go and you can build out your custom GPT if that's what you want to do, or your custom gem with Gemini with your voice. Everything that's already on that form is lined up with that so that it doesn't take your voice. We make sure that we also go through, we don't just take everything that AI puts out. No, no, no. Now we're going to go back and we're going to rewrite it in your voice and however, comma, everything that has been, because it's a very extensive form. And so the book is, by the time they fill out that form, the book is pretty much already written. It's just us now placing it in AI to put the rest of the words to it to make it make sense. And then we build out our chapters and all of the, all of that. But it does require systems. And so if I have an author SOP checklist, right? And so making sure that they go through their checklist. So there's a process to it. Make sure your systems are set up. Make sure you're clear on the story that you're telling. And then you have to have strategy. So that's how I actually help many of my authors and speakers when they're showing up on these stages.
No, thanks for laying that out. And how long does your process take? Is it 1 week? Like back in, yeah, how long does it take?
It just depends on the author.
Of
It
course.
really does. Right. So I've had some authors that have taken 4 weeks. I had some authors, if they come ready to move, we can get it done in 2 weeks.
Oh wow,
Right.
okay.
There's the process because I do all of the book covers, the websites, landing, I do the whole package. That's what also makes me
Wow.
different. Right? Because most publishers, they're just going to publish your book and send you on your way. No, 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 no. I'm gonna make sure before you leave here with your baby,
Lovely.
everything is already packaged. So you get the whole package. They're not giving you websites. They're not giving you landing page. They're not giving you your speaker one sheets. They're not giving you your media kits. They're not giving you all of the things. So that's what makes me different. Like I give them, they walk away. When you walk away, you're set. To leave legacy behind. So that's, yeah.
Wow. That is, I love the implementation piece. I think too often what I'm finding is people maybe shun away from the implementation. It's like, okay, here's some videos, but it's like, okay, you have some videos, but you're not able to implement anything there, and things like that. So, I definitely agree with what you are speaking about there. So, yeah, cool. That makes sense. What's the big goal? 12 months from now, you clearly are, your mind is sharp, your vision is sharp, you know, everything is sharp, your hairstyle is sharp, everything is sharp about you, Clarissa. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, what is that 12-month goal?
So what I'm working on currently and have built out, just waiting to implement, just getting some things put in place, is I actually want to create a publishing academy.
Okay,
It'll be a hub where publishers, new publishers, established publishers can come, and all of their assets are already built. Stop sending these published authors out here into these published book streets, not looking their best and not having their branding tight. If you're going to be a publisher, let's show the game is changing. There's so many publishers out here. What is going to make you different? How are you going to stand out? And so I'm creating a publishing academy, and then we're also going to just do a publishing in a box. So everything that you need, you as a publisher, maybe you don't want to take the academy to learn this, but you do need the assets, the
amazing.
offer SOPs, checklist, all that good stuff. So we'll have several things to be able to
It's
offer.
so refreshing to be speaking to an actual expert. So many civilians out here. Yes or no? Yes or no? So many civilians that have no business, on the battlefield. It's like, hey, sit this one out. Nothing. No boots, no fatigues, nothing. You know?
Like in a t-shirt, you out here playing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 100%. 100%. Next one. What would you say is the biggest challenge to you in growing your business now?
My heart, right? I want to help, especially those authors that financially aren't
Mm,
able to sometimes be able to afford the
mm.
investment of my services
Well,
and feeling like, okay, Lord, every, we all have a story to tell.
mm.
And to know that we were all sent here, like our books is what I firmly believe. Our book has already been written.
Oh,
It's
wow.
just waiting to manifest in the earth and for
Amazing.
us to connect. And sometimes not financially having that investment to be able to bring it to the earth, that sometimes becomes a challenge because I'm like, okay, I can't just give it away because the things that have to be put in place, there are things that you still have to invest in. And you have to invest in the systems to set up to be able to implement that.
100%.
So that becomes a challenge because I see so many great books, great legacies to be left behind, and not being able to service them. That's the challenge for me.
No, and I think everyone deserves a little bit of Clarissa Lee in their lives, just in terms of, I think it's just how you make it simple and it's just how you map things out, which I think is your superpower. 100%. So, no, I mean, I definitely appreciate that you want more and more people to um, enjoy, maybe taste what you have. And that's 100%. Yeah. An author or a potential author, like a budding author approaches and they've been sleeping on this book for 10 years. It's like they've had it in them. They've been stuck. What is your three pillar process to getting people um yeah unstuck and taking action? Yeah.
So I
Wow.
just to pretty much also qualify questions because the only reason I'm stuck is because I'm clear. That's it. You're just not clear. One, you don't even know who you're writing to, and then you were thinking that you're writing to the world, but you're not, right? So, and then just kind of busting that bubble and helping to bring them to reality. Okay, so this is what this looks like. You've sat on it for 10 years, and then just kind of that challenge. Sometimes people just need to be challenged to say, okay, send me something. Whether we put this thing in a book or not, I have an expectation that you're going to email me something
Wow.
uh, with the start. Just encouraging, just kind of pushing. So it won't be that, because you're the way, how I feel is like at the end of the day, you're going to stand before the Heavenly Father. You're already known as an author anyway, whether you write the book or not. And so what's going to be your excuse? So we just kind of help to remove the excuses with that 30-minute, just kind of, clarity call.
Amazing. Because clarity ultimately leads to commitment, correct?
It does. It does. It does. And then I'm gonna put you out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're completely unclear, then it's unclear how you will fully commit. Because
Yeah.
we can't commit
Yeah.
to confusion.
Yeah. Yeah. Whole chaotic mess out here in these streets. Stop it.
Yeah. Amazing. Tell them, Clarissa, how can they get in contact with you? Who are you most looking to connect with and things like this?
So they can check out my website, which is www.bookedandbranded.online. That's one way. And then I have another website, which is for aspiring or published authors, which is www.ipublished2.com. The number two. So I published the number two.com. So they can get in contact with me there. You can hit me up on social media, Clarissa Walton Blissett. And just let's go, and I can just send them a calendar invite and just kind of go from there. But they go to the websites, they click on it, it'll take them to the calendar invite as well.
Amazing. That is so powerful. Clarissa, it has been an absolute honor to connect.
Thank you
Readers
so
are
much.
leaders, and you are helping people to, read the books of the new leaders that you are creating globally around the world. Amazon bestsellers.
Yes.
Thank you for your time today. I know you're a busy woman, jet setting, you know, and things like this. So
Here in these, these streets here.
yeah, 100%. Clarissa, thank you.
Thank you so much. I
Appreciate you.
appreciate your time.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.